Hey folks, Rob here talking about storage. Now on my side here we have the RAACO system, which I currently use. Before we get into that, let's talk about other kinds that I've used in the past. So I've used the gamut. We started off back in the day using Ziploc bags, or we just dump them into the lid box of the module box, and then we just sort through. You pull out the counters you need for the scenario, you throw it back to the Ziploc bag when you're done. Very rough, very rudimentary. And it worked when the components were relatively small. But once you started buying all the modules, it started getting unwieldy. So from that, we transitioned to one of the old plastic parts cabinets. You'd have little pull-out drawers with the little dividers, and we would start sorting it by that. Again, that just proved unwieldy, and you couldn't carry that around from place to place. It's great if you always played at the same spot. You could just have it beside your gaming table, but if you had to move from house to house, going to your friends' places to play, it quickly proved, again, unwieldy. And then from there, we moved to a variety of different plano systems, which are great for travel, but you start having a whack load, and the capacity of these tends to limit how much you can carry. Again, a bunch of individual planos once more starts to prove unwieldy. So from there, we moved to the RAACO system, which I'm going to use my camera on my phone, and we're going to look at that right now. All right, guys, so what we're looking at here is what I use. I use the RAACO Handybox system. Now, I use 3 of these. Each one has 4 what they call assorters, and each assorter has 16 trays of various types. Again, I'll get into all that. And that holds my complete ASL collection, which you can see over there on the wall. I hold all the core modules. Now that I have Doom Battalions, I'm complete. And I have a couple of the hassles. The only ones I'm missing, really, are Sword and Fire Manila, as well as some of the other stuff out of print, like Bloody Reef Tarawa, and several of the mini hassles, the Z series, if you will. So those will be hopefully reprinted sometime, and I can get my hands on them as well. So as we said, we have 3 handy boxes. 2 of these I picked up from Ritterkreig in the States. I live in Canada, so they were ridiculously expensive, including shipping and postage and customs. And then a third one I picked up from Battleschool, which is based out of Ottawa, which was a little bit cheaper, not much. But all total, it probably cost me $450, $500 Canadian to get them in my hands. And I'm glad that I did, because they are quite good quality, and they're going to last me pretty well forever. So we have 4 assorters. Each assorter has several trays. We have 16 in each one. And I use 2 types. So we have the A75, called that because it has 5 slots. Each slot is going to be used to hold your squads and or vehicles or guns. And the other one is the A78, which has 8 slots for support weapons, again, guns or vehicles, depending on how you want to sort it out. Now, the sorting method I used, there's a user on Game Squad by the name of Marwitz. He made a nice PDF spreadsheet, all color-coded with the official colors of the units and countries, and it is available on Texas ASL, which the link will be in the video description. So download that if you want to use his method, which again I wholeheartedly recommend. It covers all the core units, complete orders of battle for everything MMP does. He covers a couple of third-party, so if you've got more third-party stuff, you're going to have to expand on his system. I don't, so everything that I own is pretty well from MMP. So when I'm going to get my 4th box, I'm going to have to start inventing some other stuff. You can see that I butchered a couple of my own Ethiopians just because I didn't have the file ready at the time when I started printing these things. And I had to add in space for my Eritreans, even though they belong under the Axis, because I didn't have enough room in my Italians and Japanese box, because again, I'm dealing with 3 handy boxes, not 4. Now, he fit his complete orders of battle into 4 of these, and I did the same with 3 because I condensed a little bit more. So I have a lot more crossover and less isolated. Now, I do use 2 for my system counters, and I do have a couple blank inserts kicking around, but by and large, these are split up primarily by type, sorted out. You're going to have a lot of duplication. And if you play with regular face-to-face, what Dave and I do is We have several trays that we can share. I'll give him a set of first fire pins and prep fires, and I'll have my own set so we don't have to reach across the table and risk knocking stacks over. And that way, yeah, so we keep our hands away from the table as much as possible. And yeah, so each Handybox has different nationalities. I got my Axis in one. I got 1.5 for my allies, and the rest of my system counters fill out the rest of that second box. All right, so what we're looking at here is on the right side, this is from Texas ASL, and this is an article from, again, von Marwitz on Game Squad Forum. Here's a link inside the PDF. Again, the link will be down below in the video description. And on here, color-coded by nationality, you'll find all the complete orders of battle for everything MMP, all nicely printed out for you. All you have to do is print out on A4 size, so this is the European letter size, which is longer than North American size letter. So it's 11.5, I think 11.4 inches long. So it's not going to necessarily fit. You're going to have to take that into account or resize it. What he did is it just uses a complete Avery label size, and then he cuts out the individuals. What I did is I used a certain Avery size label, one with small little, I think it's like 7 centimeter by, or no, 7 millimeter by like 30 millimeter, something like that. Basically a column of 4 by 22, and each one had its own. Each of these entries on the left had their own sticker, and then I just had to cut out these small ones here on the right side of the picture on your left, and then I just stuck them to the inside of the container. So again, ASL.com, you'll see his TexasASL.com, you'll see his PDF with what he did and all the other resources there. So if you want to use the RAACO Handybox system and you want to sort them out by nationality like I did, von Marwitz's article is a good place to start. Now on that site, you'll also see, let's go there. So on the Texas ASL site here, under counter organization, you can see there is a crap load, including bounding fire for all their new stuff, how to sort out your planos depending on the type of plano that you're using, and starter kit, what have you. The cabinet label, this is the kind of thing that I was using before, the old cabinet with the pull-out drawers, if you still want to use that. And then RAACO storage systems as well, with the A75s like I have, including 3D printed models. And once again, like I said, these things, 3D printed is going to be the way of the future. A lot of guys are getting into this, and if you have it, by all means, knock yourself out. So you can see this is going to be probably, like I said, the way of the future. Hosen is another system that I've not got into, but from what I understand, it is going to be very expensive to get into. Now that's not too bad actually. $54 for a single product from Uline. Very durable, very well thought of. This is obviously not the kind that you want. I'm sure you want to pick and choose something a little bit more precise for what we do. But if you want, again, quality, Hosen is very good. I can't remember, somebody on YouTube was commenting on using this. Was it? It might have been Academy, I think, was talking about using Hosen storage. But again, another worthwhile competitor to RAACO. Actually, yeah, right there, PlayersNet. This is Academy talking Hosen storage. But yeah, so I use RAACO, as I said. Texas ASL has the inserts label maker if you want to use that. You can also use your own as well, and they have other goodness on that site as well, including the nationality stickers for the front of the box at the very bottom. Makes it all look nice and sharp looking. Yeah, so that's a quick look at the storage systems that I use to hold all my ASL stuff. Let me know what you guys use. Let me know if this is too much. I mean, like I said, 450, 500 bucks is probably expensive for storage system for a game, but it's going to last me the rest of my life, I dare say. I don't see the components breaking down anytime soon. The counters are going to be worn out and replaced before the box will, unlike my Plano, which the plastic tabs will break off. Like some of them already have, the hinges will eventually wear out. They'll fade because they're just old, cheap plastic, unlike those things there. So, and those are much more portable, transferable than the Plano containers that I used to use. So again, let me know what you guys use, and we'll see you guys next video. Bye bye.